Now that we've written out all the structures of amino acids, let's try to group them so it's a little bit easier to memorize the structures of these. So first, we have two major classes of amino acids. We have our nonpolar amino acids, and then we have our polar amino acids. And then amongst those, amongst the polar, we have non-charged, and we have charged. Okay, so let's start over here. So we have what I call the oddballs of the group is proline, because it has a 5-membered ring that attaches the alpha carbon to the alpha amine, and then glycine, which I think is an oddball because it doesn't have any stereochemistry because there's 2 protons. The R group is a hydrogen, right? The next easiest one that I also like to group with glycine is alanine because the R group is a methyl. And then we have, from there, we have our branched chain aliphatics. So we have valine, leucine, and isoleucine. Okay? And then up here, we have methionine, met, and then we have phenylalanine and tryptophan. Okay? So that is all of our nonpolar amino acids. So let's look at our polar amino acids. All right? So we'll start with the non-charged. So the first one I'm going to start with is cysteine. We draw it up here because I like to group methionine and cysteine together because they're both sulfur-containing. So these are sulfur-containing amino acids. All right. And then down here we have tyrosine, which is a non-charged polar, and histidine. All right. I like to group those there because these can be grouped together as the aromatic amino acids. Okay. Finally, we can go to the rest of our aromatic, we can go to the rest of our non-charged, so serine and threonine. And then these form a different group with tyrosine, where these have OH groups. All right. And then let's go, let's look at our charged. Actually, I'm going to move this guy. So this makes a little bit more sense. It's going to look a little bit easier. Sorry about that. Go to threonine. There we go. Okay, and that's our OH groups. Okay, and then we're going to have charged. So we have aspartate, glutamate, and those pair with the non-charged, ASN, so asparagine and glutamine. And then we have our basics, our basic amino acids, which are lysine and arginine, and also histidine. So this makes a final group. I'm going to use blue. For this one. So these are basic amino acids. And these are running out of colors. Here we go. And these are, of course, then acidic. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 amino acids. So those are the 20 canonical amino acids that we'll be talking about for most of the course.